Yo,
I think we're live.
I think
Yo,
so.
how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Which not too bad. I've been trying to follow this Microsoft build news. Have you been following this at all?
Like what?
I, okay, so maybe what I'm interested in, apologies, Microsoft, is this quantum chip, the Majorana
Oh
2,
yeah, yeah.
mostly because like quantum's starting to become a thing. I'm not sure if you're into the is it quantum proof encryption yet? ML is it
Yeah.
BSA? I think. Uh, the only reason I know about this is because it looks like we're getting closer to being able to do something with crypto that makes me think that I should have
Right.
different types of keys, basically. But
Yep.
Majorana one, I think actually was pretty cool. I got sort of on this track because there is I'm going to say this wrong, but there's a company locally called D::Wave, I believe. D-Wave is the
Hmm.
name of the company that a lot of people like rent gear from in order to
Okay.
do quantum stuff. They happen to be a client of mine years ago before quantum was a thing. So I've been kind of watching this, and it looks like it's not like we didn't have quantum processors before. It's that we had to really chill them in order to get, I think it was 1 qubit worth of processing power out of them. That processing sounds weird to talk about when it comes to quantum, but it looks like what we're doing now is making it so they don't maybe need as much cooling, so they don't need to be like 0 Kelvin, but can be a little bit above that. But
Right.
I think what Microsoft's talking about in this chip is that it's 1,000 times more reliable. Now, what that means, I don't know, but I have heard sometimes you can put it like an experiment through a quantum computing CPU, and you may or may not get results. And it's non-deterministic, not because there's something wrong with the tech, but it's non-deterministic because there's something wrong with that actual end throughput. So that sounds pretty good to me. But I think for this podcast, maybe the ION. Have you heard of this device AI model that they're trying to release?
No.
Okay. All right. So we got some news that might be of interest to you and possibly to other people on the podcast. Sorry. Quantum's a thing. We'll set that aside for a
Yep.
second. So they announced it's called AION, AION, but it's like AI on device is what I
Okay.
assume it stands for. They call it, what is it, Model 1.0. But what they're trying to do is push some of the reasoning locally to, have you heard of it? Like local AI, have you heard of this before? What an idea. They say it'll replace Phi or Phi for Mini, which I think honestly is a pretty good smaller model, but it's a little bit
Hmm.
older now. It feels like the small SMOL models are getting better, as well as Granite from IBM when it comes to smaller models in my testing,
Hmm.
are maybe a little bit better than Phi or Phi for my uses. I'm not sure, but maybe this is like kind of a trend. So obviously, you and I care deeply about on-device LLM inference. I think Olama is a key project that both of
Right.
us have used for this, and Phi or Phi with Olama does in fact work. But what I'm noticing is that companies are pushing a little bit more towards like they want to control the model that's running on your laptop or your server or what have you, which is fine. I get that. The first one I saw, though, was like Google bundling a small model with Chrome that was roughly, I think it was five
Yes.
gigabytes, which is a small model, but
Yeah.
still. I
It-
kind of feel
yeah.
like I would like to be in control of the inference
Right.
running on my device. And again, I'm not sure if that's the case with when Windows thing is here, but like it feels like the same sort of thing where they're going to ship it with Windows, and I kind of
Yeah.
want to be able to control what's using the inference on my device, even if it's like a CPU or NPU that I'm using and not my GPU when I'm gaming. I would prefer to have that control, and I
Right.
think that's what a lot of people were complaining with Chrome, and I'm hoping this isn't the case. But that's my immediate knee jerk reaction. It's like it's cool that you're shipping it. I'd rather download it on my own and play with it
Yep.
when I need to, as opposed to like it shipping as part of a device, because and this is where maybe I pull out, is it the tinfoil hat? Maybe it's my soapbox. I'll pull out my soapbox here for a moment. But it feels like, we'll start this as a trail. In a world where memory and storage are becoming increasingly expensive, companies start shipping models to your devices that cost more
Yeah.
memory and more storage, which is like, I get it, but kind of read the room. Like, this does not feel like the
Right.
right thing to do right now. I do understand what they're saying. And the premise here is actually important. It's that like,
Yep.
instead of having inference work on your device and then send your private data, may or may not be private data, to a cloud, probably Microsoft's cloud, probably Azure, uh, maybe we could do that locally instead of sending what may or may not be secure or private information up to the cloud. I totally understand the premise there. I do feel like a lot of this should be opt-in is maybe my biggest complaint. Is like, I love AI, maybe don't love your AI. Like would rather be able to pick my own, or maybe like point it to Olama or use Olama Cloud if I want to use a cloud, like pick my own cloud. But what I don't want is someone telling me what inference I can use on my devices and then shipping me default models that honestly use bandwidth, storage, and memory when they're all at a premium right now because everyone's trying to eke as much performance as they can out of their devices in order to use this stuff. So anyway, great idea. Feel like it should be opt-in. There was no mention of that anywhere. It sounds like the default, and following Microsoft's playbook, I would assume that's the case. I just hope it's not. What are your thoughts there about ION?
I have no thoughts. I was actually focused on something else, trying to delete the comment that somebody had listed.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I mean, I didn't want to ban the person because I don't know, maybe they have normal things to say, but they just
Fair. The other one that they announced is my understanding is it's a proprietary model. So it's MAI, Microsoft Thinking -1. Have you heard of this one?
No.
Okay.
Full of everything.
Well, I mean, I'm on Perplexity. Have you heard of this? I stopped paying them, but I'm still on their tech news site, reading the summaries that I've complained about before, but being very careful to make sure the summaries are correct. I'm hoping.
Yeah, Perplexity is interesting. Yeah.
They are, and I have paid for them before. I think I paid for computer access or computer use, and didn't really like it as much as I wanted. But like, it's certainly a good tool. Like, I still do use it. So they're saying they didn't rely on distillation, I think, is what I thought was interesting, and I wonder kind of how they got here. I'm looking for the parameter number because I don't see it.
MAI-1. I see the announcement of it in August 2025.
Yeah, I think this is the first in-house reason. Like, it's in-house, it's not. And I think it's because it's reasoning that it's the first. So it's not the first model, but the first reasoning model. Is that a fair distinction, or is that? It feels a bit unfair.
Yeah.
But it's like the DeepSeek R1 moment. I guess is maybe what the juice they're hoping to get.
Right.
Like, look, we can do reasoning now, and it's like, I mean, yeah. To join the fray. Fantastic. So it differentiates themselves, I think, from MAI-1, which might be what you're looking at, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And I'll pretend to be aware of MAI-1, which I'm definitely not aware of. I'm looking for the parameters here. Sorry, is what I'm actually trying to figure out.
Yeah, in fact, now I thought, okay, no, I finally found the right article on it. And this is actually the one that's newly announced for May 6, 2024. But it's just obviously not.
This one. Well, no, I think that is this one. They just talked about it again at Build.
Okay.
I think, because it's the thinking one, right?
Yeah. All these are not thinking.
Right.
Okay. Sorry.
It's amazing. And I think some of these articles that they're using as sources.
MA1 thinking. Got it.
MA1 thinking 1. Sorry, MAI thinking 1. We almost got it. Say it with me now.
And then there's also MA1 code 1 flash.
I have not seen that. Oh, well, there you go. There's a whole family. Okay, so we got thinking, we got normal. Okay. And no distillation, which is like, I believe you. Sure. Okay. So the next one is their AI Sandbox Scout. Have you heard of this one?
No.
We're giving way too much time to Microsoft, but I was actually like kind of surprised. They had some cool announcements at Build. So apologies, but...
So Build is going on now or last week?
Build is going on now. And listen, I'm following it because I had like a pre-recorded session in it. Please do not watch it. And coach somebody who's speaking there, which is why like it's in my inbox and I'm looking at the news. Not that I don't like Microsoft. I definitely do follow the Microsoft news and like Azure. But I think what it's called is MXC. Now, sorry, I'm full of maybe a little bit of troll energy today. Have you ever watched Takeshi's Castle?
No.
Okay, that's
I keep saying no to every question you say. Ask.
I know.
No.
I know. That's right. I expect you to say no. Okay, so MXC is the name of Takeshi's castle in North America, which is why I thought this was funny.
What is
Um,
Takeshi's Castle?
well, I'm glad you asked. Takeshi's castle is like imagine this made up fun house that one emperor god emperor or whatever, it's a TV show, will watch
Oh,
people
okay.
try to get through this like large kind of amusement park full of things to like thwart the contestants. I think in North America, this became something like America's Top Ninja or something like that. That was very
Okay.
similar, where people were going through like or Splashdown or something like that. But
Gladiator,
these
was
ones,
it? That
it that as well. Yeah, like
okay.
all of these are sort of inspired by Takeshi's Castle, which
Ah,
is like that. But those would be like stages. Like that might be the moat, for example, the
right.
one with the water leading up to the entrance to the castle, and then once again in the
Got
castle,
it.
there's other stuff. Anyway, all this to say, it was called MXC, and I'm not sure if they were aware of this naming, but I actually thought it was brilliant. So imagine you've got Takeshi's Castle, and you're putting all your agents in there, and you're like, have fun, like. Good luck. The one who gets to the end is like obviously the best agent. So I thought MXC was a good branding. I'm not sure if they're aware of Takeshi's Castle, but to me, it's like Takeshi's Castle's become like an agent sandbox now,
Hmm.
which I think is fair. All right, I think I'm done the Microsoft news from Build. My apologies, but those were the things that I thought were
Well,
interesting.
I saw there was also the GitHub Copilot app,
Oh no, is that a good thing?
which is a kind of another IDE.
Oh,
Copilot
oh no.
app.
Uh,
Um, Wait, is
is
this?
now the time to release this? Does it require GitHub.com?
Wait a second.
Try not
This
to be mean.
is.
Is
Is
it old?
this?
It's in a preview.
Yeah. Okay. So I see that this was published in. So I don't know when this is. Is this new or?
This one is the GitHub Copilot app, which could probably be called the GitHub Copilot Agent app, I think. Based on these screenshots, like it's an agentic view on an
Yeah.
IDE, similar to the
Yeah.
way Cursor 2 became.
Yeah.
And listen, I'll say a windsurf because I'm still using it. I realize no one else does. But like those IDE centric, agent centric IDEs, I think
Yeah.
is what's happening. So this is not it is not VS Code, and it's not Atom, but
Right.
but it's very much an IDE from GitHub, as far as I know.
And is it actually an IDE? Is there actually any editing going on here, or is it just?
Yeah. Well, quote unquote IDE is hard. Like, it
Yeah.
isn't interactive. I mean, it's a chat session that can modify your code and
Right.
let you do pull requests and
Right.
diffs, as well as a
And
terminal
the
and a
only
div
thing I
instance.
can
Okay,
see
yeah,
being
I'd say
nice
it's an
about
IDE.
it is if your issues, GitHub issues are your to-do
Right.
list, this
Absolutely.
is a really great integration. I mean, not that anybody else couldn't do that, but a
Right.
lot of them seem to want to create their own to-do list.
Yes. And I think last week we talked about linear, correct?
Yes.
And we've previously talked about to-do lists. And
Yes.
we talked a little bit about Karpati's wiki or second brain or whatever. I think this is kind of where we're going, is that like the Kanban board providers are trying to like marry some chat interface to it and be
Yeah.
like, agentic.
Yeah.
Do you follow Corporate Tech Bro at all? We're going to
No.
ask you a bunch of questions where you say no this episode.
No. God damn, I want to say yes.
Well,
Oh, yes,
normally
I
it's you
know
saying,
this.
you asking me stuff, and I'm like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. And then a year later, I try it. Corporate Tech Bro is kind of like, it's an okay YouTube series, but there's a short that he released recently, which I thought was brilliant. So it's him. I think what happened was he was at a conference and the stage was empty, and he was like, ooh, now's my chance. Hold my phone. So he gets up on stage in a full suit. He picks up the mic and he goes, agentic. And then he leaves the stage. He's like, I think that the quote here is that like everyone's trying to announce agentic products at
Yeah.
their events. Listen, Dash is next week. If you
Yeah.
want to come to Dash, like, listen, most of my opinions don't reflect my employer, but this one absolutely does. Please come to our conference. We will be, of course, I'm sure, saying the word agentic. But when I look at a lot of these keynotes these days, it's pretty much agentic this, agentic that.
Right.
Even if they're not saying AI, it's like the keyword. This to me looks like an agentic take on GitHub workflows. And I don't mean like they're quote unquote workflows with capital W, but like what you would do, soup to
Right.
nuts in GitHub. This seems to be it. Whether or not that agent has like, you know how you can get an LSP that will have like your code, errors,
Yep.
et cetera, surface, and then it can become part of the context. Whether or not they've done that here, I think remains to be seen based on the screenshots that I'm seeing, but I
Right.
would assume it is. And I say this because one of the nicer things that I like in Claude Code desktop, I'm not sure if this is the right, like in the Claude Code app, there's a code, sorry, in the Claude app for the desktop, there's a tab for code. And when you're using that tab, if you've got it set up to GitHub pipelines, for example,
Mm-hmm.
you can have it monitor the pipelines and work on them as they're going. So if it commits new
Right.
code to CI/CD, it can do all of that as well as monitor the job and then pick up the signal and deal with it for you prior, like without you needing to go to the website and like copy paste stuff in.
Mm-hmm.
This looks like that. I'm hoping this is that, but already like that's part of the desktop app.
Yeah.
And are they wrapping Claude Opus? I mean, it says 4.6 in the screenshot, so I'm assuming they're wrapping some inference somewhere. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not sure
Yeah.
where the
Yeah.
advantage comes from if they're GitHub. Like, what else? What else can you give me? One thing I see in the screenshot though is their dev instances. Which listen, MSX or MXS, be that as it may, they already kind of do have a sandbox that I had forgotten about, which is the dev instances. Anyway, Microsoft's got products all over the place. I understand that GitHub's a different company for all intents and purposes, but also it feels like the Microsoft Office thing where there might be three buttons that do exactly the same thing, but they're in different areas of the screen. This looks like Azure AI Studio, the app on your desktop
Hmm.
ish. Anyway, sorry.
Okay.
Long diatribe. Definitely happy to see more IDEs. The IDE war
Well,
continues.
happy to see more IDEs. I got another one
Here
for
we
you.
go. Matt made one.
Orca
No, I
on
haven't.
OnOrca.dev.
All right, Orca. And every sale donates $10 to a local Orca. Orca.dev
On
did not
OnOrca.dev.
work.
On
Perfect.
OnOrca.dev.
On Orca. All right. The agent IDE. Does this not look very similar to what we were just looking at from GitHub? The drag and drop into Claude that they're showing you is part of Claude. You can already do that in Claude.
Yeah. And that is the one thing that they're showing in that over and over again. It's like, well, okay, that's
I'm so
great.
sorry. Yeah, because I do use that. I guess you probably can't do that in Cursor right now, which is fair. And yeah, same thing. Finally, the IDE that treats the PR review as a first class workflow. Yeah. Yeah. And what do
Yeah.
they support? Oh, it's
And there's a
YC as
phone and there's
well.
a phone app.
There is a Factophone app. It supports OpenClaw, Hermes, Charm Crush. Interesting. It's like a terminal wrapper. Ah,
Yeah. I
they,
don't know.
it does feel like we're getting away from the point sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if we should be doing like better in the IDE or better in the CLI, or if we should be
Yeah.
thinking of something else. I'm still here for like the Sony PSVR vibe coding, like whatever that is. I
Right.
don't know if it's Minority Report or Lawnmower Man or whatever, but there's got to be some different GUI than this.
Yeah.
I also know that like we're still stuck in LLMs, like language models, but we're starting to get to the
Right.
point where we're thinking of models or world
Yeah.
models, or we talked about time series models or what have
Yep.
you. Feels like text for code is working, but we're still working on the other stuff,
Yeah.
the video, the text, the speech, the
Right.
vision. Like there's a lot more to it. Anyway, this is cool.
It doesn't look like it's I mean, it's a company, but
I
there's
was trying to figure out how to buy
nothing,
it.
there's no
Yeah,
pricing.
right.
Um, which is fine. But oh, it's made by a Stably. I don't know what they do.
Made by
Oh,
Lovecast, I thought.
well, it's Stably dot or Stably AI.
Stably?
Stably.
You're talking
It's
about on Orca?
on Orca. on their GitHub is on the Stably, uh,
Oh,
and then down at the bottom there's a link to Stably.
and their copyright on their website is Lovecast Inc.
Hmm.
Virtual event and wedding live streaming platform.
What? Really?
That's typically where I get my IDs. Yeah.
Really? Let me scroll back down to the
It's got to be a pivot. There's.
Lovecast.
Am I wrong?
But
Did
did
I
you
read
see
this
a
wrong?
link to it, Lovecast, or you just looked up
I,
Lovecast?
I had to Google Lovecast Inc. INC because Lovecast is fairly used.
Yeah.
And this is Stably
Wedding app. Yeah.
Stably AI. Maybe they released a couple apps.
Huh.
Interesting. Yeah, this company definitely has done something else. They must have pivoted. I can't see this being the same company, or like they vibe coded the page
Yeah.
and somebody else's copyright
Yeah.
notice ended up
Yeah.
there.
um.
That's rough.
Yeah.
There was some other news in the Kimi world. I think K3 came out.
Okay.
Yeah. This week? Something like that? Oh, my apologies. Maybe not, actually. Now I feel awful. I'm so sorry. I think it might be about to come out. And then the other one was... Oh, shoot. I've forgotten the other model that I use all the time. Oh, MiniMax. MiniMax M3, sorry, I think is what I was actually thinking
Right.
of. My apologies. Yes, 2 days ago. 1 million code context, which I thought was amazing.
Right.
Again, whether or not you need that whole 1 mil remains to be seen, but I typically found up to half of that context is usable, and 500K is pretty darn good for a context window, and then resetting after that. I don't know if you've noticed, but Codex, the app, does a really good job of compacting lately. Have you played around with this app recently? Where like it doesn't seem to lose as much context between compactions. I don't know what they're using for compaction.
Yeah.
It's very impressive because I definitely can't I can't rate anything that does not lose context after compacting. I don't know about you. Like 100% of the time I lose context. So MiniMax M3, I guess, is available and might be worth a look. I think that's it for news that I had. What about you on your end?
Well, I saw that Florida is upset at OpenAI.
What happened in Florida?
Well, there were 2 incidents at University of South Florida and Florida State where a student or somebody consulted OpenAI and then went with a gun and shot up the campus.
Oh, shoot.
So FSU was last year. I don't know when the USF was. But FSU is where I went to school, so I know it pretty well.
Right.
And yeah, so they're saying, well, there's not enough. You should have seen these kind of chats. How do I think the USF one was, how do I dispose the bodies? And the FSU one was basically convincing the guy to go out, and that's what they're suggesting. So that was interesting.
There's a case in Canada for Tumbler Ridge, I think. Similarly, there was a school shooting where they're class action suing. Yeah, it's pretty rough.
But then I saw that Matt Berman had a video. I don't watch many of Matt Berman's videos, but
neither do I. Sorry.
But he had one about AI not taking jobs.
Okay, interesting.
So apparently, Anthropic CEO and OpenAI Altman and what's his name, Dario Amodei. They both have recently said, saying, well, maybe it's not going to take all the jobs.
Right, exactly.
And there's enough examples of, all these announcements where, they're saying, well, we're cutting our workforce and it's AI related. Mostly it's, we're cutting our workforce because we planned poorly, and AI is a nice excuse to use. So let's use that so we don't sound as bad. And we can put the blame on somebody else.
it does feel like there's a large like post ZERP recalibration.
Right,
So there's a
right.
zero interest rate phenomenon. A lot of
Yes.
people hired a lot of other people, and as a result, yeah, there may be a correction in
Yeah.
place. There, listen, there could be cases where they're like getting rid of employees and hiring AI. It seems to largely backfire.
Yeah.
Not that, listen, Gen AI may actually be able to help replace the job someday. It does
Yeah.
not feel like today is that day, and
No.
that day may come.
Yeah.
That day does not seem to be today.
And then I see that DuckDuckGo released
Yeah.
a new noai.duckduckgo.com. So
Oh,
there's no AI
interesting.
in the search results, which is interesting. I mean, that's one of the things I like about Kagi, and
Right,
why I actually pay them. You know, there are no ads and no AI unless you want the AI. Um,
right, right.
so I
I
thought that
actually
was.
don't mind DuckDuckGo's AI assisted answers.
Oh
I
yeah,
realize it's like probably a minority. They're probably using the same thing as everybody else,
yeah.
but like whatever. One of the features here that they say though is that they've removed AI generated images from their search results.
Hmm.
And I'm not saying
Oh,
they
okay.
don't. I'm just saying that's a feat. I'd be very
That's
interested to see
impressive. Yeah,
how.
yeah.
Very impressive because it's difficult to tell these
Right,
days. I know we're trying. Is it SEPA? Whatever the
right.
standard is trying to create like a way to say whether a photo
Kind
is
of a
truly a
watermark.
photo.
Yeah, not
Yeah,
not
yeah,
a not visible watermark, but right.
right, right. Like
Yeah,
steganographic, I think is
yeah,
the right term
yeah.
for it. So something embedded in the images.
Right,
But also, I think some AI firms are embedding something similar to say that it is AI generated.
right.
But in the between of those two
Yeah,
are people taking screenshots,
yeah,
photos of photos,
yeah.
photocopies, like
Right,
deep fried memes. You know, the memes that have been
right.
copied over and over again. They've just like lost all
Yeah.
semblance of being a JPEG anymore. Like that's difficult. I'd like to
Can
see how
you
this pans
can
out.
you take a? I was just thinking of
Mhm.
taking a photo of something. Um, can you take a photo of currency?
Yes. Why do you ask, Matt?
Well, I mean, I know that on copiers, I remember
Right.
when I was growing up, they had we had a color photocopier at
Right.
where the camera shop I worked at, and there, if you put down a dollar bill and copied it, you just get either a white or black sheet of paper, and nothing would get copied.
Right. Uh,
I mean, I don't have any dollar bills, so
I,
I
I,
don't have
I
my phone.
I have actually, because I'm not a smart person, tried to photocopy a dollar, no, scan a dollar bill when I was trying to make graphics at a
Mm-hmm.
company. Like, listen, no fault of my own. Back when Canada used to have dollar bills, I thought it was clever and I was going to photocopy it and then, like, move them around the page in Illustrator and do some
Mm-hmm.
cool stuff. It's not that it didn't photocopy it, it didn't photocopy the whole bill, if that makes
Oh,
sense.
okay.
Like, there are parts of the bill that it could not photocopy. And I don't know
Interesting.
if it's like microdots, or like they're basically
Mm,
invisible to the
yeah.
photocopier. I thought it was
Oh
more to
yeah,
do with like the light and the
yeah.
ink or something like that.
On the U.S. dollar bill, I forgot that reminds me now.
That's
There
what
is a
yeah,
pattern of the numbers on the
right, all
on the
throughout it, right?
dollar. There's like the pattern by the Statue of Liberty thing on the $10 bill, and you
Right.
find the same pattern on the euro and maybe on the Canadian currency as well. I'm not sure, but I know about the euro and the U.S. dollar, and
Mhm.
and I don't know. See it. Maybe the one is
And I
so small.
And I thought there was like a do not copy thing on the Canadian dollars that
Oh
you could
yeah,
only see when you photocopy them, but I don't think that appeared. I also, like, dollars have changed between I did this stupid mistake and now they've become mostly plastic in Canada,
yeah,
where they used to be paper. So now they've got like a see-through area and stuff like
yeah,
that. So it'd
yeah.
be very difficult to copy regardless because it's
Right.
see-through. But back in the day, I swear, some of the stuff didn't show up, and I swear other stuff that I couldn't see did show up.
Yeah,
And in my brain, it's do not copy, but I think it was something else, like legal tender Canada,
yeah,
something improbable. But I would assume the iPhone does the same thing.
yeah,
Is what I was trying to get to, but I
yeah.
I actually don't know. Having not tried to copy
Right.
currency
I haven't.
recently.
I mean, I remember trying it when we had that. I mean, when I was 17 or 18,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
it's
I
like,
think I
oh,
was just
let's
over
try this.
20.
Oh, it didn't work.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
wonder what's wrong.
yeah. Yeah. Why can't I photocopy money at
Yeah,
Kinko's? I don't understand.
yeah. uh,
Especially with the US dollars, I think they used to be mostly, was it like gray green? They're different now
yeah,
because I think they got some brown around the logos and stuff, but they used to always go
yeah,
to one color, which is interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, do not ask your AI assistant about what we
No.
just talked about. You will probably be flagged.
Yes, yes.
Interesting enough.
Um, let's see. I have so I um I have a NAS here at home, made by
Yeah.
UGREEN.
Okay.
Um,
You got the new one? Yeah. Yeah.
it was a Kickstarter like a year or
Mhm.
2 years ago,
Mhm.
and then I bought it maybe a year ago, and it's been working great. It's a
Nice.
amazing, the 4800 plus, so it's a 4 bay, um, and 10. I think there's a 10 gigabit port on the back as well as a
Ooh,
2.5 gigabit port.
nice.
I've got four 8 terabyte disks in there and two, I don't know, two 4 terabyte SSD or NVMe disks.
Hmm.
Um, but about right about the same time I bought it, there was also a reservation for the next one coming out,
Oh,
which was
okay.
I don't even remember the number, but it was supposed to have like this, maybe some sort of GPU on it,
Ooh,
and can run local models on the device. Sounded
nice.
pretty cool, so I put in that
Yeah.
reservation back then. Yeah, and the reservation was supposed to guarantee you an early shipping mod, or like the first run, and a set price, and they set the price at like $1,500 for the unit itself without any discs.
Well, it's not too bad. Yeah.
Um, and so fast forward nearly a year, and they
Hmm.
finally say, okay, the Kickstarter is gonna run. We tried to do this thing where we let you order ahead of the Kickstarter, but that didn't work. So we're just gonna do it with a Kickstarter. And it's like, well, are we gonna get like what was the point of reserving a year ago? Are we gonna? And so they do the Kickstarter, and then just like the day before, they send out this email saying, okay, the Kickstarter is gonna go live. We're not telling anybody, but it's gonna go live at 10 a.m. Don't share this email so that everybody who gets the email has a chance to order. Yeah, well, the email is shared instantly, um, and
Of
so
course.
everybody goes in to buy it, and they're sold out within like 30 seconds, all 1,000 or 2,000 units. Um, and then over the next few days, they said, okay, we're going to release another batch of 500 to 1,000 every day at these times. Make sure you're there to buy it every day. Sold out, sold out, sold out within seconds. I mean, like it's taken down Kickstarter.com. It's a really popular thing. And then like 2 weeks go by, and they're like constantly adding more because people are pissed off that they've gave
Right.
this money a year ago, or most people gave it like 4 months ago or 5 months ago, but still they
Gotcha.
and we can't get these units. And by the end of the second or third week, they finally had released enough so that everybody could get some. And in fact, there was uh, the last batch. They had to send out emails saying, "Okay, well, we see that some of you haven't bought it, and there's plenty available, so you can just buy it now." So I go ahead. I'm
Figure it
like,
out.
at that point, I'm thinking, well, do I really want this thing? Do I need it?
Right.
I don't know. But I decided to go for it. But by that time, the Kickstarter pre-price is now up to $2,600.
Oh, wow.
And but they say, oh, we're gonna give you that extra money back. So you kind of have to trust them at that. And they've kind
Yeah.
of proven, well, maybe that they're not trustworthy. I don't know.
Right.
And so I thought, okay, fine. Let me just do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it because I can probably do a review and maybe I'll make some of that back.
Hmm.
Um, and so I buy it, and I get the notice saying, okay, yours will be shipped in like October. Um, like, okay, fine, whatever. But then then the Kickstarter goes through. They've made enough money to hit the threshold by like 20 times or 100 times more than they asked for.
Nice. For
Um,
NAS. This is
and
awesome.
oh
I'm
yeah,
happy.
and then about 10 days later, I get the refund, like perfect. So it was
Nice.
it brought it down to $15.99, and then another $100 off from there because I was in the earliest batch.
Right.
Um, but then silence about, you know, well,
Okay.
I'm basically thinking I just gotta wait till October before I get
Right.
any notice. And then on Monday morning, I get an email saying your NAS will be there on Thursday.
Nice.
So
Well, today's
that's
Tuesday. Yesterday was Monday. So I'm
yesterday
guessing
is
it's coming
Monday,
this week.
so it's coming day after tomorrow.
I
So
have numerous questions, but
okay.
I will start with an anecdote that
Huh.
makes me look really good. So
Oh,
let's pause for a
okay.
moment here. While we listen to my amazing anecdote. So a
Okay.
new hire joined the company 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks
Okay.
ago. And I had a donut with them, and we were talking
Uh-huh.
about NASs, and they were talking about their NAS. They happened to
Mm-hmm.
have a UGREEN NAS, which
Mm-hmm.
I thought was pretty cool. And they said, lo and behold, on their UGREEN NAS, the way they were monitoring it was with Datadog. I mean, I think you've heard of them.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
they found these instructions from this guy, Ryan McLean, online that helped them set up. Anyway, long story short, they were setting up the NAS. I think everything worked on the Ugreen, but can you bring your own device and like bring your own OS for Ugreen?
Sure.
Because the next
Yes.
part is maybe where I fell off. So they decided to install. Oh shoot, I'm trying to
True
remember
NAS.
the name of this. No, TrueNAS I'd be happy with. Sorry, I was not happy with the decision. It's the one where you can bring different sized disks
Oh, okay.
to the NAS. Oh shoot, I forgot what it's called.
Drobo.
No, not Drobo. Holy moly. Speaking of things I don't like. Anyway, it's one of those bring your own
Okay.
NAS where you can like give your own
Unraid.
operating system. It's Unraid is
Yeah.
exactly what it was. And Unraid for me is it's right in the name. This is why I don't like it.
Yeah.
Like it is not a redundant array of
Yeah.
identical devices. It is it's an array of virtual devices on
Right.
disk. Anyway, I don't currently have a script to support Unraid monitoring, and I feel like I probably should on that device just because I do want to help people monitor their NAS with Datadog or
Right.
something. Datadog's what I picked, and I was looking at the 2-port Ugreen
Mm-hmm.
NAS. It is extremely expensive. Like it's the same cost as like a Synology. What
Hmm.
is going on? Have these things like skyrocketed in popularity because of this Kickstarter? Because I
I
could
mean,
not believe.
the two Kickstarters have been incredibly successful.
I've had 3 people ask me about Ugreen NASs in the past month and a half,
Oh yeah.
and no one in my life has ever asked me about Ugreen NASs
Yeah.
ever. It's like, I mean, they're brand new, so I get
Yeah.
that, but like no one's ever asked me about a TerraMaster,
No.
like a QNAP,
Right.
Synology for sure, like
Yeah.
TrueNAS, whatever, definitely, but never any of these other
Yeah.
manufacturers. And what I'm liking about this story, and what I'm liking about what you're telling me, is that like is this the time for like storage to shine again? Because like I'm here for it. I'm so here for it.
Yeah.
As someone who's like really passionate about storage
Yeah.
and what it means to you to store things, yeah, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I might need to grab a Ugreen NAS just so I can monitor it. I
Yeah.
will admit, however, to not destroying, but coming close to destroying my QNAP, which I will remind the audience is a Xeon 1250 with 128 gigabytes of memory and 12 8 terabyte hard drives. Now,
Wow.
you may ask, how do you kill this machine? I will tell you, running Rust compile twice on the same box at the same time via Gitty. What is it with Rust builds that just destroys? Like, I've never even seen a GCC build do this. I can run 2 at a time. It will not destroy a box.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think it's corrupted. It's, is it BOM? Or, sorry, DOM, the disk on module,
Uh-huh.
like the little USB stick it's got inside to like
Oh,
write its
wow.
OS. I think probably ran out of space and then got corrupted and then had to
Right.
go to like the other one to do it. Anyway, all this to say, there's a new version of the QNAP OS. It's version 6. I installed it. It's a lot better than the old
Yeah.
version and seems to have resolved my problem. Prior to doing that, I bought a used one on eBay at a like I don't even want to tell you the price, at a super discounted price because
Yeah.
currently these things sell for in Canadian $8,600 Canadian to buy one of these NASs, which also
What?
made me think: is it NAS time? Like,
Wait,
I got I did
the Ugrain cost
QNAP.
8,600 or the QNAP?
No, the QNAP, the
Well, I mean, there's
TDS
some.
H1688X, but it's way over spec for a NAS anyway.
Oh
But it
yeah, I
used
mean,
to be
is
like
this one of
a
the ones
good
that
sweet
has like
spot.
Thunderbolt in there as well? And
I mean,
yeah,
it's optional, but
yeah,
like, yeah, Thunderbolt
yeah,
4, you can put a GPU in it. My other one
yeah,
does have a GPU in it. That's not the problem.
yeah.
I did look at that. But yeah, two 10 gig
Wow.
NICs. I put another four port, no, another two port 10 gig NIC. So it's got four 10
Yeah,
gig NICs and a GPU. I think it's like 3060 or something like
yeah,
that. But it's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah. I was thinking about going that route
It's too
before.
much.
Yeah,
Like it's a great build box, but
right.
it's way too much for an ass. You
Yeah,
can bring your
yeah,
own OS as well, which is
yeah.
probably what I should be doing.
Well, I'm getting this one as the primary, and then using the 4800 as kind of the backup.
That's smart.
Uh,
Yeah.
and I'll put it in a different part of the house. I'm actually,
Yeah.
I'll put it in a different part of
You
the
can ship
house,
it
and
here.
then,
Just ship it here.
and then, well, and then as soon as I get upgrade my mother from her terrible internet to something faster,
Right.
then I'll just put it over there, and
Like another spot.
yeah,
Yeah. Because you're on an island. No
yeah,
offense, but like that's yeah.
yeah.
Things are bound to have
And
more on your
so
island than at your mom's place.
And so then I got four. It supports 6 discs, but I've got four so far.
But
For
you get space for expansion, yeah.
yeah, four 20 terabyte. Um,
Oh, nice.
yeah.
So speaking of, sorry, we're definitely on my kind of topic. So I buy a lot of 8 terabyte drives. I think the
Uh-huh.
last time I bought one, I let the channel know that from $220 Canadian, which is what they normally cost, probably 175 USD, they
Yep.
currently cost $440 for 8 terabytes. So I want to ask, but also I'm scared of the answer. How much is one 20 terabyte disk?
These
I- I-
were.
After you pull it out of the box.
Here they are. Let's see. Anything special on the packaging?
Don't break it. How long are your nails that you can just open boxes with them?
Yep. 20 terabyte.
Oh,
20 terabyte
nice.
IronWolf Pro.
Nice.
They
Pro.
were.
I normally go IronWolf, yeah.
Well, the IronWolf goes to 12 terabyte.
Oh, and the Pro's first. Okay.
Pros go above that. And so this was, I want to say, like $550.
Wow.
You can have a limit of 2 that you can buy. So I bought 2,
Yeah.
and then like 10 minutes later, I bought 2 more.
Where did you get them?
Amazon, little store online.
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
$924 Canadian on
Oh
Amazon
my God.
right now. Which is like roughly 600, I think. Just quick math. Like, yeah.
Wow.
They're going up in price. Storage is just ridiculous.
But I looked at the 8 terabyte first because that's what I
Right.
have in the other
It
one.
used to be the sweet spot. Yeah.
And the price now is like $60 less than what I paid 9 months ago.
Wow.
So it's gone down.
They
So
the 8 terabytes used to be top of the like
yeah.
the
Oh yeah.
sweet spot chart,
Yeah.
but definitely not anymore.
Yeah.
The other sinking feeling I had was when I went to grab a replacement hard drive. I noticed the drives that I normally buy are the #1 bestseller in hard drives, and I was like, oh no. Like, oh no, everybody else has figured this out.
Yeah.
And I used to shuck drives. Like I take them out of a USB thing and use them. And
Yeah.
they're not great. They're SMR, not CMR. But even those ones are like double the price. They're
Yeah.
$400 for an
Yeah.
8 terabyte compute disk, which
Yeah.
is just ridiculous. I can't spend that much on an
Yeah.
external drive.
Yeah.
Oh, terrible.
What is SMR versus CMR?
I'm glad you asked. So I know the definition for SMR, so I'll explain that to you first, and then CMR is kind of the opposite. So SMR is shingled magnetic recording, I believe. So what happens is when it's like interleaved recording plus plus. So a disk spins, and there's a little head on a disk that writes to it. And there's many platters, like I think they're up to 8 maybe now. So that you've got these things running back and forth, and they're writing to the disk. My understanding is SMR is a slightly overlapped bit. So they're hitting on like one part of the magnetic piece, and then just below it a little bit as well, and they overlap just a tiny bit, but enough that they can actually get like a lot more data on fewer rotating platters, which
Mm-hmm.
is what they're trying to decrease, because platters are a certain size and they can only fit so many platters into the
Right.
disk. So it's kind of like a 3D storage.
Yeah.
I know that's like a bit of a misnomer here because it's all 3D, but it's more than one level.
Yeah.
And the reason this is important is because they don't have to spin as fast to read as much either, which is great. So it's kind of like win-win. You get more storage density,
Right.
you can read faster. What sucks is because it's writing that way, the write operations are very expensive. Read operations are roughly the same. Write operations are more expensive
Mm-hmm.
as a result. And it's typically spinning slower because it doesn't need to spin at 7,200
Right.
RPM to get this data. As a result, your write operations take a hit, like not a massive hit, but a hit. The problem is that most of the array software is based on a certain latency agreement, let's say,
Right.
a wink and a nudge kind of agreement between you and I. Is like, yeah, your latency won't go over 1 millisecond, right? And you're like, yeah, definitely not. Uh, right? And then like sometimes it does, the disk can go bad or what have you. But generally, if it happens enough times, your operating system will be like, it says it's good, but I think your disk is broken. I'm going to eject it from the array. You can figure it out. I'll continue working, but
Right.
like you figured this disk out. That's fine. If you build an array full of these disks, that's okay. But then the next time it finds one, it might
Yeah.
eject that too. So now you've got like 2 disks of the array, and you still haven't replaced the first one. And the real kicker is like when this happens is when they try to write more because they're balancing writes
Right.
across the array. Writes are slower, it's turning slower. When you go to put that next disk in, I can't even make this up. Your ETA to resilver, I think, regardless of size, because of the way it writes, on roughly, like, let's say a 75% full disk, is going to be 24 hours.
Wow.
So in 24 hours, you can't lose another disk in a
Yeah.
normal, like, +1 array, like a RAID
Yeah.
5, without a spare, or you're hooped. And if it happens, then you're doing not just one, but 2 replacements at the same time.
Mm.
So let's assume that you've got like RAID Z2, which is what I was using when I first figured this out. So I could handle 2, and I had a spare.
Right.
It was okay, but it's incremental. It's not like you
Yeah.
can do this in parallel. So it's 24 plus 24 plus 24. Like you could end
Wow.
up in weeks if you've got a busy array just trying
Right.
to like resilver a disk, and you're
Wow.
sweating bullets the entire time, because if you
Yeah.
lose a disk, you've lost data.
Everything.
And
Yeah.
I lost like a couple files here and there. It's not the end of the
Yeah.
world, but I realized quickly that CMR is fine for like a RAID 1 set of 2 disks. But anything more than that, really, at least for ZFS, is a bad idea. And this is where I begrudgingly say that I think Unraid actually uniquely supports this use case
Mm.
better than the others. I think CMR is constant. Is
Mm.
this the term for CMR? But I will pull it up just in case. Conventional, sorry, not
Mm.
constant, conventional magnetic recording as opposed to shingled magnetic recording. CMR is kind of like a backronym. Like I don't think it had to exist prior to SMR. So like
Right.
CMR came out when SMR became a thing
Okay.
because yeah, that's how they write. Sorry, long story short, writing in multiple layers
Yeah.
and slowing stuff down as a result. Not saying avoids SMR at all, but
Right.
generally, aside from RAID 0 and RAID 1, you probably want to avoid them.
Hmm.
Now you know.
Okay.
The more you know. You
Well,
got any checkouts?
well, I also, one other news item. Did you see
Mhm.
that Uber? I think they like used up their year's AI allowance for like the entire company. They used it up in the first like 3 or 4 months of the year because I think one person, mostly one person, one senior person, used it up.
Wow,
And so now
that is amazing.
all employees have a $1,500 cap.
Wow.
Now, why did they not have a cap per user before? I don't know. That seems like something that would be smart to do.
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
Also,
even as a like an
yeah,
individual, I mean, if individually buy something and that can an unlimited amount of money you could potentially spend, one of the first things I do is put in a cap so
cabin.
that I cannot use more than whatever it is,
Yeah,
$20, $100 on personal things. So why wouldn't a company do this?
right. Now, a few things here.
Yeah.
We're going to try to, again, I work at Datadog, but don't represent either. I will say, personally, as somebody who like at home has two Max plans. So I've got one for
Right.
OpenAI, one for Claude. At one point in time, I had two Claude Max plans, which I think is against the TOS. Don't do that. But that's really what I want. But anyway, I've got one from each, and it's fairly expensive. But what I'll say is that it definitely feels like more than $1,500 US
Yeah.
of usage, and as a result, I'm not gonna say I drive it like I stole it, but like, I use it differently than I
Yeah.
do at work. So when I'm home, I'm like, yeah, 20 agents, too deep
Right.
most of the time. Like it doesn't matter what you're doing, like review other
Yeah.
people's code, whatever. I've got a team of 20 and I like that clip. I like working
Yeah.
out that clip. It keeps me focused to my screen. And then
Yep.
obviously I need an app after because it's a lot of work to do. But when you go to work, that's not the same workflow.
Right.
And I'm not saying this happened, but I've certainly personally done that. Like I go to work and I'm like, yeah, assign an agent team, and then every task that comes up, yeah, assign an agent, assign an agent.
Right.
We just hand out agent tasks, but you don't see what's going on. And especially if you're running like an Opus or like
Yeah.
X High, I think from ChatGPT, and all the agents are
Right.
inheriting that from you, you can easily go past $1,500 in like 20 minutes. Like
Oh my God.
I'm trying to be charitable, but like
Yeah.
depending on the task you're doing, it might require it. Also, going slower is probably better. And then like even if you do have that cap, like you're at a cap in 5 minutes, right?
Yeah.
And you don't even know. And it's like, well, shoot, I didn't. It's just I think the shadow IT stuff that's happening at
Yep.
home is affecting the way we use Gen AI at work, and as a result, the expectation for work,
Right.
for me specifically, is higher.
Yep.
Now, in Datadog's defense, publicly traded company, very security conscious, all of these stuff, right? Like they don't want me using my Max account and
Right.
bringing it to work and putting all our corporate data on there,
Yep.
and then like just asking for forgiveness later with the bill. Like that's not going to work. So we pay for API usage, and I'm sure
Mhm.
this is the same from Uber, and you get stuff at a discount. I'm
Yeah.
sure like different providers have different stuff, but like at the end of the day, these sub agent workflows, or even just like the fast workflows, or
Right.
sometimes the thinking tokens or tool calls or MCP adds up so quickly because
Yeah.
you're not used to like the API usage
Right.
as opposed to like your unlimited usage. Not saying that happened here, but I feel like this story is going to happen over and
Yeah.
over because I've definitely had, I think we did a hackathon and the bill that I saw after was just like eye watering. And I realized that was like sticker price that we put on it
Yeah.
internally just to show it, but also like, whoa, it gave
Yeah.
me pause, right? Like not, not like new car level,
Yeah.
but like used car level for sure. And in Canada, maybe I'm more price conscious, but in Canada, like I feel to me when I'm spending USD, like it hits even harder. Do you know what I mean? Like, because that $1,500 could be
Yeah.
$2,500
Yeah.
here, which is a different kind of overhead. Anyway,
And I
all this
say
to
that,
say, I can see this happening.
and as I said that, and as I hear you talk about it, I
Yeah,
remember there were plenty of times where, I mean, a customer at Datadog would have sent way too much data to,
mask,
and it's
custom
very
metrics or whatever.
easy to go to for that bill to go way up. And there's usually forgiveness for some of that, but yeah,
The same as like the early days of cell plans is what I was
yeah,
thinking about the other
yeah,
day. It
oh
kind of
yeah,
feels like that, right? When you're not aware of like
yeah,
it's a portable phone.
yeah,
I can go anywhere in the world. So I change provinces. Okay. Change countries, not okay. Same antenna. Anyway,
yeah,
like, it took a while for people to figure out like the overages, et cetera, et cetera.
yeah.
But like
I
we're in that period now.
OpenText didn't have a policy about
Until you came
tethering
along.
phones, and then I tethered my phone to send one email, and soon after that they had a policy about tethering because
How expensive was that one email?
I had to. So I had just flown. I was going on my way to Nepal.
Mhm.
I stopped off in Bangkok. The hotel internet was down. I needed to
Wow.
send one email to, to just verify, get an email and then respond. But of course, the computer has all these syncing things that happen
Updates,
that you
all the
forget
stuff
about.
that's happening. Yep, yep.
And so I'm connected for about 5 minutes, and I
Okay.
disconnect. Um, and at the time, my phone bill, I never saw my phone bill. I have no idea how much it costs.
Right.
I think it was like 200 euros a month average because I was traveling a lot. I mean, I was 90%
I
travel.
mean, that's high back
Um,
in the day for sure, but traveling the world, yeah.
and I get this call from a senior vice president saying, "Can you explain your phone bill this month?" I
Oh
said,
no.
"No. What do you mean?" He
Yeah,
says,
no.
well, this is a company of like 10,000 people. It says,
Right.
your phone bill this month is the third highest phone bill for the company. It is, $900 or 900 or €1,000. And I said, what?
Only the third
And
highest? Yeah.
and yeah, I mean and that's for a 1 month. And
Wow.
yeah. So I mean, there's one of the senior execs was higher than me and somebody else, but it's not a list that you want
Right.
to be on.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
So
bad list.
soon after that, a policy went out saying, "Here's the policy on tethering your phones, especially when traveling." So yeah, so that was 5 minutes, and it was all this syncing data and in Bangkok, and it was terrible.
Have you heard of token maxing, which is kind of like on this
Yes.
topic? Yeah. So
Oh, I get to say yes.
what's that?
I got to say yes to a question.
Yeah. Yeah, I
That
know.
was
That was
great.
an alley
Oh,
oop, my friend.
yeah.
So it feels like that kind of thing where people are
Yeah.
told to use AI these days and they're just using it. But like we didn't have that thing with the cell phone. Like, here's a cell phone, go use it, spend your
Yeah.
bill. Like, I want to see thousand. Those are rookie numbers. I want to see more than $1,000 for everybody tethering.
Right.
It feels weird to have companies doing the token maxing, and this story is very much the opposite of that. But it feels like the next thing after token maxing is exactly what we're looking at. Is like
Yeah.
company wide quota with individual quota, and it feels like this fiscal responsibility. It maybe took 6 months too long, but like
Mm-hmm.
from January to now, it feels like a lot of companies were just trying to figure out whether or not this could work for them, and now they're tightening the boots. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of tightening the belt. I'm trying to think of
Tighten
the
the belt.
Americanism
Yeah.
here. Tighten the belt. Yeah, tighten the belt. So now they're tightening the belt, and I get that. I actually get
Yeah.
I understand everyone at play here. My question is, who is to blame? And I think you and I are kind of on the same page. Like, it feels like the policy was wrong
Yeah.
in this case. Like, they should have had the quotas in place
Yeah.
beforehand, and blaming
Yeah.
the employees feels unfair.
Right.
Uh, yeah, and that's me, my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Reminder, but this feels like the policy might not have been correct.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
bought something this week,
Oh no. Oh
or
no.
I
What'd you
I
buy?
brought something home this week that was and it is incredible.
Is it a cat?
It was a Rivian.
Oh, you got your car.
So the
Fantastic.
Rivian R1S arrived, and we took it home, and that's such a fantastic vehicle. So much fun.
Okay. Now, having done a small amount of research into the Rivian, would you say that this is your car's external battery? Because my understanding is the Rivian as a battery is a force to be reckoned with. Like, you
Oh
can
yeah,
run chainsaws off your yeah, electric lawnmower. Like, you can do all types of stuff. This
sure.
is kind of cool.
It's
Like, it's a
I mean
backup power supply for your house.
we don't have the biggest power. We have the
Okay, gotcha.
um,
Speaking of
100.
lawnmowers, yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
hey Dave, no problem. We so the biggest one is 140
right.
kilowatt hour. And we got
No,
the
that
one
one.
that's like 105 or 110 or something like that. And that lets us go 320 miles, 330 miles on a full charge. Um,
Wow.
and I charged it. So we can mount the wires are all in the walls for putting in a car charger. It's got the
Hmm.
220-volt thing, and it's got just got a empty, like a plate in
Yeah,
front of it.
essentially it's not
Um,
there. Yeah.
and but as soon as that gets replaced, we'll be able to charge it pretty fast here. Um, the But I charged it at a Tesla Supercharger,
Hmm.
and once you have all the credit card stuff set up, all you have to do is pull the hose from the charger and just plug it in. And there's no need to do an app or anything. It
Really?
recognizes the car and says, "Okay, great,
Ah.
I'll start charging." Um, and uh, so that's pretty cool. And because I'm not a Supercharger member, and I'm charging it in the middle of the day is like the worst possible time and situation to charge it. And at that place, it would have cost, if I did the full charge, like 0 to 100, which you're not going to do,
Hmm.
it would be like $40 for a absolute full charge. If you become a member at $12 a month and you do
Hmm.
it off hours, so after 9 p.m. and before 9 a.m., then it comes down to like $20 for a full charge.
Nice.
Um, but if we do it here at home after we install that, the actual charger, then that comes down to probably about $17 to charge for to get 330 miles for $17 when
Yeah.
we just filled up the car.
Mine was 150 Canadian. I'm assuming it's
Uh,
got to be over 100 US.
our Volvo has a
Hmm.
12-gallon tank. It was pretty low. I think it came to 80 $84 or
Wow,
so.
that's cheap. Yeah.
Um, and because here in Washington, we filled up the tank right by the Rivian dealership, so it's Seattle, which is King County. King County has additional taxes on top of the state of
Right.
Washington tax on gas, and so it was like 7.20 a gallon or so. Um,
Wow.
and yeah, I
So
mean
much
it's
cheaper.
so cheap compared to what I was paying what the company was paying in Europe, which was something like I want to say €3 a liter.
It looks like you can run a hair dryer from your truck, which is like incredibly
So
impressive,
there's
by the
two
way.
outlets inside, like regular
Well,
110
there's
outlets.
three. Yeah, there's three apparently.
Three?
One is in a
Hmm.
gear tunnel, which you may
I
not
don't.
see.
I don't have.
Oh, you
I
don't
don't
have the gear
have. I don't
tunnel.
have the
Okay.
pickup. I don't have the
Oh,
pickup. I
oh,
have the
that's right. My
regular
apologies. My
SUV.
apologies. Not the R1T. Okay, my
Yeah,
apologies.
R1S.
Yeah, so you've got two 120 volts,
Yep.
and it looks
Oh, a whole
like
bunch of USB-C.
tons, but you got 15 amps. This is what I was wowing at. 15 amps for these two, and you can max it apparently, and then you have to like flick a switch like you would in the house.
Yeah.
But 15 amps, that's a force. Like you can't. There's no trifling with it. You could run a microwave. Like literally, you could run a
Yeah.
1.5 kilowatt computer, like
Yeah.
monitor and computer.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
It
That's
is
really cool.
pretty cool. And oh my God,
It-
that acceleration is amazing.
the torque has to be incredible.
It's so cool. And
Fantastic.
we test drove so many others. There was one that I was really hoping that
Mhm.
we'd be able to get instead, but I mean, it was just for the price. I mean, the one I think is among the best looking would be
Mhm.
the I think the Hyundai or Kia. I
Really?
can't remember the either the EV9 or the something Ionic 9. Um,
Ionic 5, maybe?
on
No?
9. So it's a
Oh, okay. The bigger one.
7-seater truck or van or SUV.
Mhm.
And that was one of those two were the ones that I was hoping to get because it's a little bit cheaper, but it's like $20,000 less, but it feels like for the quality, it feels like it's $40,000 cheaper. So it
Mm.
feels like they're charging 20 grand too much. Um,
Hyundai interiors are not, well,
yeah,
yeah,
I
are
was
known to
really
be nice. Yeah.
disappointed with that.
Yeah.
And the Teslas just has every Tesla the Teslas that we test drove, as well as other Teslas we've been in, had such low build quality, like rattling parts,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we did not like that.
Especially once you turn up the bass and all you can hear is just like weird. It's just not good.
Oh, the
And
audio in this thing is amazing. It's just an
yeah,
incredible
I've been in a
sound.
Rivian. It sounds
Yeah,
so much better, but I've only been the R1T,
T.
the truck.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't even test drive. I just got inside.
Oh, okay. You should
But
test
it's
drive
pretty
them.
cool.
You should test drive them.
No, because I
As
don't
I
want
say,
to buy one. You're misunderstanding how my brain works.
that I love the fact that with Rivian, you just let them know that you want to pick it up at in the afternoon and bring it back the next morning. They're like, great, no problem.
I may have mentioned a friend works at Rivian,
Oh
and
yeah,
I think as part of their employee benefits, they want them to take the cars
yeah,
out on the weekend and use them
yeah.
and stuff. So he did have it for one weekend, and he's not
Uh-huh.
like anti-electric car, but he's like, he'd prefer to have something with range, et cetera, et
Yeah.
cetera. He does scuba. So for him, it's
Yeah.
like he needs to be able to depend on the vehicle to go back and forth.
Right.
He loved it. He was over the moon. He thought it was fantastic. I think the thing that had happened between like then and now is like I'm sorry, there's something on my shirt here. No spiders today, right?
No. Oh my God.
What is this? I think he was scared of range anxiety basically,
Yeah.
but the charging network in Vancouver is enough, and especially like where he's going, that it wasn't an issue whatsoever.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the one trip, that longer trip that we can foresee doing, we might not do it this summer, but maybe next summer, is driving from here to Detroit, because that's where Tony's from. And then, what was the difference for we got the middle level battery pack, I forget what it's, large versus max. And with the max, you get an extra 100 miles. Well, how much different is that? And it turned out it was like, for the total drive time, including charging, you're basically only adding like 3 hours over the course of 3 or 4 days
Right.
to the drive time. All right, it's hardly worth. I mean, and then you're carrying around all this extra.
I was about to say, because you're adding weight to it, right? It's
You're
not like
adding a
it's
lot
a
of weight.
virtual
Yeah,
unlock. Yeah,
right.
you're adding actual batteries.
Yeah. So yeah, but we're super happy with it. It's amazing.
I mean, again, I'm sort of joking, but also not joking. The fact that you've now got like an actual source of power during a storm, as well as when you're traveling, like it's even got I think it's got little charging mats where you can put stuff on them to charge, right?
Yes.
Does it not?
Yeah. Oh, and that, I mean,
Those are really cool. That wowed me. I know it's so
small,
but I was like, wow.
You look at every online review and they say, this is the first thing you get a third-party thing to slip on there because the mats are so terrible.
Yeah,
and
it slides around.
apparently that was the previous generation, and this is, somebody referred to it as the third gen. So there was, I haven't heard that before, but so now I put the phone down. It's like locked. That magnetic that charging is
like I said, I just got in, so I thought it was pretty cool. You could just
it
pop
is
it down and charge.
Amazing. And the
nice
fact
experience.
that it there's a card key, but really most people use their phone as their key.
Right.
But you still have to unlock and switch to the wallet app and like unlock the key to start it. Or if you're wearing, I'm not wearing right now, the Apple Watch.
Your watch.
Because that's already unlocked, you step in the vehicle, it's ready to go. You step away, it locks. It's so cool. I mean, I
saw someone the other day, and this is gonna sound terrible. Like they're dressed up all classy. They had like a nice bag and like heels and like a long dress and stuff, and they were walking up to their car, and then they start doing this towards their car, and I'm like, what are they doing? It was like, maybe this is a new handshake or something. It turns out, like, when your hands are full and you're trying to open up your Tesla car, the way you do it actually is to push it with your thumb and then quickly grab the handle, because they were walking towards the car like this, and I was like, what is going on? It was like a 3-foot preamble, but I could not figure out what was happening. And apparently this is the way that they had learned how to open the car when their hands were full, because they had a purse and stuff in their hand.
Right.
And it just looks so like, what was wrong with Dory? I'm so sorry, but like all you need is one finger just to like get a door. And the other thing I guess I'm thinking is, if I'm already in the app, when I press the button to open the door, I want the door to open. I want the car to turn on. Like I want more, I guess, than just this, if I'm going to do a thing. Because my car's got the thing, and like when I turn it on, it doesn't do remote start, but when I turn it on, the seat goes into place and stuff like that. I'm like, why can't you do the rest of the stuff? The rest of the toil.
I feel like it should be like the taxi cabs in Singapore.
Yeah,
they automatically open at least on one side.
Yes.
Yeah. Of course, they have this massive arm. I don't know if they still do, but they have massive arm.
And they tell you, do not touch this door.
Don't touch this.
do not touch that door. And you're like, oh. Okay.
Yep.
Sorry, we're a bit over time, but listen, congratulations on the Rivian. I can't wait to test drive it. If ever I'm in your area, I'll definitely charge my phone. Yes, absolutely. And it sounds like you're going to be safe during the storm. You've got a bigger
I think
battery
so.
backup than
Well, I
before.
mean, we got that battery plus the generator will go for, I think it's
Yeah, that's what I thought.
4 months.
There
So
you go. You got 2 gen sets now.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Awesome.
Alrighty,
All
sounds
right.
good.
Thank you very much. Have a great day, folks. Thanks for watching.
And finish and
Find that button.